What's up? Hello there. Are we live today? Are we live? Let's actually check if the audio seems to be working. Let's see. I think the audio should be working, so that's good. Let me know if you hear nothing, and do let me know if you hear something as well. Just going to pull up my notes a little bit quickly. Let's take a look-see-daisy. This should be not the notes, and this should be not the notes either. And I've got so many documents open right now. I'm just a little bit all over the place today, but I suppose that's a little bit story of my life right now. I'll tell you all about it in just a second. Okay, so today I'm actually going to do two live streams. First of all, I'm going to do a short live stream here on the English channel, and later on I'm going to do another live stream on the Dutch channel because I created a new Dutch channel, which you might have seen already. And if not, I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. Ooh, we've already got some people in here. What's up? Shreen, hello, and Jadu, clear. Very good. So the thing is, I'm going to do a live stream instead of just a regular video because I'm a little bit short on time lately in the last couple of, well, basically last week and this week and the next week. I'm going to be very short on time. I'm even going to be away for a little bit, more or less a week, something like that. A few reasons. First of all, I'm going to likely buy a car soon, which is quite new for me. I'm 30 years old and I've never owned a car. The only thing that I've owned in my life, a vehicle that I owned in my life, was my sister's bike. I still have my sister's bike and I'm still using it, not daily, but quite a few times per week. But I do think it is time to get a little car, not a very expensive one, but a rather cheap car that can just bring me to the places I need to sometimes go to. So I'm likely going to buy a car. That's going to be something very new for me, very exciting as well. I actually, it's funny because I had a swing trade in XPeng, which of course is an electric car company, and I'm likely going to trade those shares for a real car instead, which is not an electric car, by the way, just a regular car. So that is one of the reasons why I have been taking some time, not off, but I've been spending some time looking for cars, spending time like investigating stuff with regards to like the insurance, and also the ability to share a car with other people in my neighborhood in the Netherlands, which is where I live. And yeah, that took quite a lot of time, so I'm still working on that. Tomorrow I'm actually going to see I'm going to look at the first car I might buy, so let's see if that is going to turn out to be the one. The second reason is that I'm going to have, or I've already done a few trips within the Netherlands, and I'm already going to do a little bit more trips in the next coming weeks, actually. I'm going to be physically away. I'm not going to be at home here at my station, if you will, to be recording videos from. I'm going to leave on Thursday. So from Thursday on, I won't be available for like videos and stuff like that. And that's going to be until Saturday, so Thursday until Saturday, and then from Sunday to next week Thursday I'm going to be away to Geneva in Switzerland for a few days of holidays. So I'm going to be gone for basically an entire week from this Thursday to next week Thursday, which is also the reason why you likely won't see any videos from me on Friday, Monday and Wednesday next week. Well, that makes sense. And so yeah, that's the holidays then, and I'm going to have some other holidays and the end of August too. The 26th of August, I'm likely going to go to Spain, so that's very awesome too. And right now I'm also working on a program about investing for beginners in Dutch. So Dutch is my native language actually, and I'm currently creating a program about about investing for beginners in Dutch. I already created a program in English last year, honestly, but I've already learned so many new things that I just want to kind of almost start from scratch and build a new program only for Dutch people so that I can include a few more specific things like taxes and stuff like that. Because I do think there's not that many courses just yet that focus on the entirety of investing in stocks and crypto, etc., and also the taxes and stuff like that. So I think there's a pretty good position for me in the Dutch market to start doing that. And that is also one of the reasons why I started a Dutch YouTube channel just a few days ago. So yeah, we can actually take a look at that in a second. I'm actually going to switch the scenes for a second. Okay, and let's very briefly go to the comments. Hello, the stock price of Ag Eagle fell to $4.35. When do you think the price will go above $15? $15, I'm not sure if we're going to go back to that level very quickly. I might look at Ag Eagle a little bit later on. First, I'm going to go through a few things of my own, and then I'll likely check out Ag Eagle. So I'm actually going to add that to the list of things to be looking at. But yeah, I'm going to look at that later on. But it might definitely take a while before it goes back to $15 for sure. It might honestly take years, but yeah, I'm not sure. So far, as long as we don't have any major positive news, I don't really think there's a major catalyst for upside. Sounds amazing. Enjoy the vacation. Thank you, Jay. Curious, what's your take on WIMI and View? Don't know what WIMI and View. I could talk about that later on too. Funny thing is, it's actually very funny that you both ask about Ag Eagle and about View, because as you can see right over here, this is my portfolio. The purple ones are the stocks that I basically want to hold for the long term. The green ones are actually stocks that I might want to add a little bit to my position, and especially Ag Eagle and View, these are the two stocks in my long-term portfolio that I might want to add a little bit more to, basically mainly because of technical analysis, because both are approaching a pretty important support level. So let's see if we're going to be able to bounce back up from there. And yeah, honestly, I do think I might add a little bit to both of these positions. So that's kind of funny that you ask both of those ticker symbols. It's a very big coincidence, I suppose. Anyways, I'll talk a little bit more about that. I first want to go briefly to this page over here. If you haven't checked it out, please go to nesami.com/mission, where I talk a little bit more about my mission. I created this page to be a little bit more clear about my long-term goals, because right now I have been making just a lot of YouTube videos. I was very focused on creating a lot of content on YouTube, but the thing is, YouTube is only a stepping stone, if you will, for this entire journey, for my long-term journey. So yeah, I wanted to explain a little bit more why I'm doing what I'm currently doing. And I also wanted to, well, give you a look behind the scenes. There's a new Discord, by the way. You can join that by going to nesami.com/mission. You can leave your name and leave your email address, and then you're going to get access to the new Discord channel, which is a Discord channel only meant to be for people who are supporting the mission. So it's not really to talk about stocks or investing or stuff like that, but more about the general mission of helping people lead healthy lives, financially speaking. So yeah, there's a new Discord just started, so there's just very few people online right now. And I've also created a roadmap, basically explaining to you what I am planning to do in the next couple of months and years ahead. So I'll, yeah, if you want a little bit more information, you can just click on these items, and then you're going to find some more information about that. Have some questions lined up here that people sometimes keep asking me. So you can just go ahead and check that out on nesami.com/mission. As I've said, I also created a Dutch channel. So this is my Dutch channel. It's basically just the same as this one, Nesami Smart Investing, but then in Dutch. I actually, not sure if you know that, but I eliminated the part for millennials. So first it was Smart Investing for Millennials, but I just eliminated the millennials part because I want to include basically everyone, not just millennials. So yeah, I'm basically getting rid of that. And I also, I'm not sure if you've seen that, but I ran a poll to ask you guys and girls which name you would prefer, and the most preferred option was Nesami/investing, or Smart Investing, of course. So I just created a new one for Dutch, and that is basically the same one, Nesami Slim Beleggen, as we call it in Dutch. And that currently has an awesome number of 8 subscribers. So if you are Dutch and if you're into this stuff, then definitely check it out. Okay, that is what I wanted to say about that. Yes. Pomp, yeah, let's actually go to Pomp. Pompliano is very funny because Anthony Pompliano, Pomp as we call him in the crypto world, he is very much into Bitcoin and he does a lot of interviews with Bitcoin people. But in just like 5 minutes or so, I believe, he's going to do his very first live stream for the Best Business Show. And this is going to be about financial literacy. It's actually very funny because it's very close to my mission, my general mission of literacy, financial literacy for basically everyone out there. So he's going to be talking about investing, about managing your money, basically all the things that I would like to do for the entire community, not just the Dutch community, but also the global community in the next couple of years and likely decades, honestly. And it's kind of funny that he today actually starts doing something very similar. So if you want to check it out, definitely do so. I think he is going to start in like 5 minutes or so. Maybe we can check out a small part when he gets started. Then the next thing, and by the way, these live streams, I believe, hey, what's up, Sammy? Thank you for the subscription. These live streams Pomp is going to do, I believe these are going to be every day from Monday to Friday and like 2 hours long, so daily live streams that start right now at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I believe that is right now in 3 minutes or so. I currently live in Europe, and here it is almost 5 o'clock p.m. Okay, so that is what I wanted to talk about that. I'm going to take a sip of my water, and then we're going to talk about TPGY. I actually see a comment about that. Okay. So TPGY, it's funny that there's a lot of coincidence today. It's kind of funny. So we've got 2 questions or 2 comments about TPGY. What's up, Nima? What's up, Jay? TPGY, we haven't seen an update in weeks, and no one else on YouTube covers them as well as you. I appreciate that, Nima. I appreciate that. And Jay says, insiders are buying TPGY. Check out Yahoo Conversations. Exactly. So with regards to the first comment, the thing is, there was just not a lot of things to talk about with regards to TPGY. It has just been very, very quiet with regards to TPGY. So there wasn't really any additional videos that I could be making because there was just not a lot of information to be talking about. So I'm kind of just waiting for any confirmation about TPGY, hopefully going on with the merger. And just like Jay said, there are insiders right now buying, which I looked up at StockTweet too. We have here someone saying that a major shareholder, Light Street Capital Management, buys $317,000 in stocks, and right here 1.4 million in stocks. And I believe there was another one. Well, I think this too. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like maybe some other insider also bought more, or maybe just it's probably just the Light Street Capital Management. Here we can see another message of a 3.3 million worth of shares. So yeah, I do think there is an insider buying quite heavily in TPGY, and it honestly looks kind of good, of course. If this definitely is an insider, I'm not entirely sure what the connection is between Light Street Capital Management and TPGY. So I'm not entirely sure about that. You probably know a little bit more about that. But just like Matthijs says, and what's up, Matthijs, I think we just need to wait for early August. And I kind of agree with that because I had someone else on LinkedIn ask me, well, what do you think? Is TPGY going to confirm the merger this week on Friday? Because in one of my latest videos about TPGY, I said that I believe the, let's pull up my agenda for real quick. 1, 2, 3. So I believe the final deadline was on August 6th, if I'm not mistaken, which is on a Friday. And I believe TPGY has 3 weeks, or needs 3 weeks basically, to check the financial documents from EVBox. So I believe that instead of August 6th, the deadline for EVBox is kind of July 16th. So it could be the case that EVBox this week has to deliver the financial statements to TPGY so that they have 3 weeks to look at those financial statements so that they can make their decision before August 6th. Hope that makes sense. So it could be the case that EVBox already has to deliver these documents by this Friday. It could definitely be an option. But yeah, honestly, I think that TPGY is going to take their time, and it can definitely be until early August, so August 6th, I believe, that we are actually going to get some news. So what's up, Gurvinder? Welcome. Okay, so everything is good with regards to TPGY. Let's very quickly talk about this. Of course, Virgin Galactic had their test flight. Richard Branson went to the edge of space. And it was kind of interesting to see that the stock of Virgin Galactic first went up like 10% and is now down about 12%. So it's kind of interesting to see why that went at all. It's almost like, well, Richard Branson going up to the moon and then coming straight back to Earth. But the thing is, currently, I believe they have a market cap of like $10.5 billion. Let's actually quickly go to Yahoo Finance to see if that is the same number over there. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about that 600 people have already reserved tickets for a flight with Virgin Galactic. Let's very briefly go to the market cap of Virgin Galactic right here. Yeah, so also here it says $10.5 billion. So keep that in mind, a little bit more than $10 billion. So the thing is, 600 people have reserved a ticket of $250,000 to fly to space with Virgin Galactic. And we have some celebrities like Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, Justin Bieber, and Lady Gaga. Kind of funny because Justin Bieber, a lot of times when I go to Spain, when I go to Starbucks, they usually write my name as Bieber because my real name is Wiebe, and they misread it or mispronounce it or mishear it or whatever as Justin Bieber. So that's kind of interesting. Let's pull up a calculator. So 600 people have reserved tickets of $250,000. So in total, Virgin Galactic would get a revenue basically based on these 600 people of 150 million. Well, if you have a market cap of 10.5 billion, and just 3 more zeros, and you have 150 million in revenue, you still have a price to sales ratio of like 70, right? If 600 people are actually going to go in 1 year time and they are going to pay 250,000. I'm not entirely sure what kind of revenue Virgin Galactic is going to get, so this is probably not accurate at all. But I'm not entirely sure if we already have some more information about the revenue for Virgin Galactic. I can actually very quickly go to the website of the Virgin Galactic stock, SPCE, to see if we have some quarterly reports. I haven't really looked at this, so this is going to be a fresh look from me. And usually these are right at the top. Revenue, yeah, so 0 revenue right now in 2021. They had a little bit of revenue in 2020, but just a very, very little, $238,000 in revenue. So I'm kind of wondering that even though they just started like doing this test flight and hopefully having more people going into space, they still seem to be a little bit expensive with regards to the market cap and with regards to the price to sales ratio. So that's everything I wanted to talk about there. Okay, very quickly about Chargepoint. It is an interesting day for Chargepoint because today is the day of the annual meeting of stockholders for Chargepoint. It is today, later today at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not entirely sure when that is. It's going to be in 2 hours time, I believe. So that is going to be interesting too. Currently, I don't have a invitation, if you will. I don't have a proxy card. I am a shareholder of Chargepoint, but I didn't receive any proxy card because I have my shares at the Giro, and for some reason they just don't send out these proxy cards to attend these meetings. But if you do, then please go to the meeting and let me know what you thought of the meeting and what you learned during the meeting. I want to very, very quickly go to Bitcoin because we are still, and let's zoom in a little bit more. And let's zoom in a little bit even more. We are kind of trading within this range between 36,000 on the upside and 31,500 on the low side. I think we're just ranging between these bands right now. And I do think that if we're going to break outside one of these bands, if we're going to break above 36,000 or below 31,500, I kind of think that would be a breakout, especially if we see a lot of volume, because the volume right now has been declining over time for the last couple of months, actually. And it's kind of interesting to see that while the volatility has been decreasing too, Bollinger Bands are, well, what do you call it, converging. So they're coming together, and yeah, I do see a kind of like a big breakout happening relatively soon. So that could definitely happen either this week or next week, something like that. So let's see if that is going to happen. Okay, let's then go to Ag Eagle, which someone was talking about. So let's see, when do you think the price will go back above $15? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if we're going to see $15 within a short amount of time. I do think because, well, let's actually go to one of my sheets that I have, one of my Google sheets with the price to sales ratios of a few stocks. If this loads a little bit faster, portfolio analyses. Because the thing is, Chargepoint is still relatively expensive based on the current revenue, but of course, Ag Eagle, did I say Chargepoint? Ag Eagle, of course, is a company, a drone company that just doesn't have a lot of revenue just yet, but they hopefully in like a few years' time are going to get a lot more revenue than they have right now. So based on my low estimate, they're likely going to bring in like 9 million at the lowest, I think. for this entire year for 2021, and that would give them a price to sales ratio of 33 based on a market cap of 300 million right now. So yeah, this is definitely on the high end for now, but I do think if they are going to have very positive results, very positive like quarterly results in the next Q2 earnings call. What's up, Cesar? Oh my god. Do I need to buy more Virgin Galactic stock? Or not Virgin Galactic, but VACQ Rocket Lab. What's up, man? Yeah. I'll get to it. Oh my god. So there's this running joke between me and Cesar that every time he donates a certain amount of money, or well, basically every time he gets like $10 in donations, then I buy a stock of the Rocket Lab VACQ, hopefully merging with Rocket Lab. We don't even know for sure if that is going to happen, but yeah, it's likely going to happen, of course. So let's see if that's going to happen or not. Okay. Let's see. What do I want to do here? I want to get yes. Okay. So good. Okay, we're going to go to VACQ. No results? No, come on. Let's get it. This is slow today. Oh my god. There you go. Alright, let's buy one. Let's do just a market order. Don't want to sit around waiting. Just buy one. I saw it was going up, so far I'm doing well on my position. High transaction cost, but hey, whatever. I'll take it. This is the best stock in the world, right? Thanks, Cesar. Thank you. Cool. Now we can get rid of that. Okay, back to Ag Eagle. So as I've said, the valuation could still be relatively high, but if we have positive quarterly earnings in the next Q2 earnings, I believe that would be. And I think that is going to be in August or July? No, August. August 23rd is likely going to be the next quarterly earnings. So let's see if they're going to have a solid amount of revenue during those quarterly earnings. And let's see if that is going to be a catalyst to have this price action move to the upside. Right now, as we can see, there seems to be quite significant support right now. And that is mainly created by all the way back here, this high over here, this candlestick over here, this high over here back in July 2020. And just a few months ago, this low over here in May 2021. So I believe this level between around $4.10 and $4 and what is it? No, between $3.70 and $4.10. That is, I believe, a quite significant level. And yeah, I do think that could act as a nice level of support. Of course, that's not guaranteed, but it is a possibility. And if you look at the indicators, this definitely has some room to go to the downside. But if you look at the RSI, you can see that we usually bounce up from this level. So here we had a low, we bounced up. Here we actually went a little bit lower. Here we bounced up too. We bounced up here. We bounced up here. So let's see if we now also see a bounce in the next couple of trading days or not. That is a few things, or those are a few things that I'm looking at. We don't really have any signal just here. And MACD is actually having a fresh cross to the downside, so that doesn't look too great yet. So that is the reason why I'm just waiting to add a little bit to my position, but I likely will add a little bit to my position. I'm also just looking at the hourly chart to see if we are going to be able to have higher lows and higher highs instead of just a downtrend as we have been having over the last couple of weeks, actually since June 8th. So the question, when do I see this go back to $15? We probably will have to wait until the quarterly earnings to see if they're going to provide a good amount of revenue for a quarter. That's my thoughts about that. And let's also check out a view, because there were a few questions about view. So a little bit like the same thing actually over here, because we had a major low over here back in April 2021. We had a low over here which went lower than that low, than the previous low in May 2021, but quickly went back up. And we had a low over here in June, the 1st of June 2021. And right now we are back to that same level between $6.80 and $7 exactly. So I do think we could very likely bottom over here. I'm kind of waiting to see if we're going to create a low over here, potentially even a daily close above the 8 exponential moving average to confirm a potential reversal, and the indicators, I would like to see those go back to the upside too, and then I'm likely going to add a little bit more to my position. And did you have any specific questions about that? Yeah, apart from that, I don't really have any other opinions. What's your take on Go EV? I haven't really been following Canoe. I don't really know yet, but let's actually take a look if we can find something interesting, shall we? Okay, so we had a pretty, well, it's more like a range over here, I would say. I think we can draw a nice little blue box over here. Do we have any other significant levels? I do think this is a significant level because of this top over here. This low, this low. So I do think that's an important level to look at. I think this is an important level because of this low over here and these two highs over here. So I kind of think these are the most relevant levels for now. Are there any other levels that I want to look at? No, I think it's this is it for now. So with regards to the price action, it's a little bit floating around. I don't really have a strong opinion based on the price action just now. The volume is really, really low actually. Indicator or the RSI is going to the downside, below the EMA, so that's not good. This is relatively well, negative too. And the MACD is going to the downside too. So in general, I would be inclined to see a little bit more downside in the next coming days and weeks potentially. If this trades back below to like $7.10, between like $7.10 and $7.50, that could be an opportunity because of this support over here. I do think, and let's also turn on the volume profile. Yeah, not a lot of volume is there, to be honest with you. Not a lot of volume is there. It's not beautiful, it's not beautiful. But I do think, honestly, it's likely that this support is going to hold up. If it goes back, it's probably an opportunity, but I'm not entirely sure about that. This just isn't the most healthy graph you can find in the stock market right now. It's just a downtrend in the overall trend since, well, basically December 2020. We have been making lower lows, lower highs all the way down here. And right now, well, it doesn't really look like we are transitioning to an upside just yet. So yeah, I don't really like it all that much just right now. I would look for a little bit more downside, but if we go back to this blue box, I could consider that as an opportunity. Not financial advice. Marsh says, thanks for the answer. My $50K are gone. Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. But keep in mind that Ag Eagle, because I suppose you were talking about Ag Eagle is definitely a long-term play because this is a drone company and we are just not in a world where we have drones flying around. This is going to take years and years, okay? It's definitely going to take years, especially the regulation behind drones, because as the CEO of Ag Eagle says, Brendan Torres Declet, he said that the technology is already there. He can already fly with like 50 drones at the same time with just 1 or 2 operators. But the thing is, the regulation is not there just yet, and that might sometimes take years. Brendan Torres Declet, the CEO of Ag Eagle, he says something like, we often overestimate how fast the regulations are going to be. So he thinks it can definitely take a while before we are going to get these regulations, before we are going to be able to see drones flying around all around the place. So that also means that Ag Eagle is just not going to have a lot of revenue in the next couple of years, likely. It could definitely be, I could be surprised, and maybe there is going to be regulation this year, and maybe we are going to see drones flying around us in like next year or so. But so far, it's just not a company that has already a fully fledged system with a lot of drones operating. So that's why I say that Ag Eagle is definitely a long-term play over like the next coming 5 years instead of the next 5 weeks, if you know what I mean. So I hope that makes sense. TPGY, what's up, my man? Hello, hello. Any idea why Volta SMPR has been stuck at the basic spec price of $10 per share and has shown little movement in the last few months? Thanks for the TPGY coverage. No problem, Nina. Let's actually check out SMPR. I haven't taken a look at this in a while. Yeah, so we definitely are moving alongside that range. Now, the thing is, keep in mind there are a few things going on here. I believe SMPR Volta is not one of the leaders in the space right now. I think the leaders are Chargepoint, EVBox, if they actually merge with TPGY, of course, and also Tritium Charging, which is going to merge with DCRN, if I'm not mistaken. So I think these companies are like the major players, the big players in the space. And I think that Volta is definitely a nice company, but it is not one of the leaders because it doesn't have that many charging stations just yet. So I think that is one of the reasons why it still is on the low end, because comparatively speaking, someone might rather invest in the leader of a space like Chargepoint, EVBox, Tritium Charging instead of Volta. Now I do think there's also another thing going on. The TPGY issue could be a potential issue for SMPR too. Now they're not in the same boat, but as the investors are seeing that there are issues with TPGY merging with EVBox, investors could be thinking, okay, I might want to wait until we have a confirmed merger. Honestly, if you want my opinion about this price action for SMPR, for Volta, I do think that if we get a merger, a definitive merger, that the agreement is actually signed, I do think that we are going to see a little bit more upside. Now, I can't really remember where I put my targets for Volta, but I believe it was like $16 per share, if my memory serves me well, but I can check that in my SPAC valuations sheet. And let's see, it was actually a little bit higher. So SMPR right over here had a valuation, according to my calculations, between $18 and $24 with a midpoint valuation of $21 more or less. So I definitely think this can move to the upside if there is a definitive or definitive. I think definitive, right? I'm not entirely sure. Definite or definitive, I don't know. But I do think that if we do see a merger agreement, this can definitely, likely move to the upside. And it can go very quickly too. Because we already traded at levels of like $17.50 more or less. So, I mean, if we go back there, that's like a 75 increase, right? So yeah, this can go to the upside very quickly if we see a merger. I still wanted to say the word definitive or definitive or whatever. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. All right, what else do we have? I don't really want to make this video all too long because I am going to do another live stream with regards to on the Dutch YouTube channel. But Nima says, any idea on the merger date? I don't think it is available just yet, but we can check. We can go to the website. I'm going to take a sip of my water. Actually, a few sips of my water. Okay, let's go to the S4 filing with the SEC. And let's scroll to the downside. Usually, where is it? Oop, my lamp just went out. There you go. No, so they don't have a date just yet. It's just blank. So usually when you want a date, you can go to the website of the SEC. So just like we did just now, you can fill in the ticker symbol. Then you can look for the latest S4 filing. And then you're going to go to this place where it says, you are cordially invited to attend the extraordinary general meeting of Turtles Acquisition, blah, 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 which will be held in person on, and then it says the date of 2021 at a certain time, Eastern time, at the offices of blah, blah, blah. So if you, if you want to know more about the latest information, then you can just check out the S4 filing and see if there is already a date here or not. If there is no date, we just don't know yet. And we just have to wait for the next S4 filing to confirm any date about that. You're an amazing resource, says Nima. Thank you. I'm looking forward to your next live stream. That's awesome to hear. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Let's see. If there's anything else that I want to talk about right now, let's very briefly go through the portfolio right now. Alpine 4, still very boring, still no news about the uplisting. Hyliion, still trash. Lightning E-motor, still trash. I started a swing trade, by the way, in Beachbody. Started a swing trade last Friday. Yeah, last Friday. I started with half of my position. I will likely add another half if we see a higher low on the 1 hour chart. Just to let you know. Chargepoint has their annual meeting today, so that could be a catalyst. But so far, we are likely going to trade between these two blue boxes over here. Let's see. CRISPR Technologies, nothing new there. EHang. They had some kind of agreement with a Spanish and Latin American company. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but you can check it out on Twitter. Actually, if you want to follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/wearenesami. Lemonade back to the 200 exponential moving average. All good. I took some profits of Lemonade a few days ago. I think more or less on the top over here on the 6th of July, or maybe even the 5th of July, not sure. Took some profits of STEM 2. As you might know, I did a video about that, and later on I took a little bit more profits, actually. People hated me for that. People probably still hate me for that. But yeah, I have my reasons. Telelock is a little bit boring. TPGY, we talked about that. Tesla is going up, actually. Do we have any news about Tesla, apart from the reason, or apart from the fact that Elon Musk had to defend his Solar City acquisition of Tesla in 2016? I don't think so, but okay. Ag Eagle, we talked about that. Upwork is good to see that this is going back to the upside. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Yeah, okay, that's okay. VACQ, of course, I just added to my position. I think I added 25% to my position, thanks to Cesar. And View, we talked about that, and Workhorse is still kind of like trash too. Let's go, Hyliion, says Verge. Yeah, Hyliion is kind of like trash right now still. It's still one of my biggest mistakes in 2020 and maybe 2021 too, considering the opportunity cost. But honestly, I do think it is slightly undervalued right now. Well, not entirely undervalued, but I do think there is more upside to go. But yeah, so far people have just lost their confidence in Thomas Healy and Hyliion. Let's very briefly go to crypto. Bitcoin, very boring still. Again, if we trade or if we break above or below these lines, these two dotted lines or dashed lines, I do think we will see a kind of like a quick move to either the downside or the upside. Ethereum, kind of like the same thing. Whatever Bitcoin is doing, then the rest is going to do the same thing. Chainlink has been boring AF. Aave is actually one of the stronger ones. If you know me a little bit, you might know that I am most bullish about DeFi, and Aave definitely is one of the best DeFi projects out there in my personal opinion. And this has definitely been acting stronger compared to Bitcoin. You can see it on the Aave versus Bitcoin chart. It's yeah, performing relatively well. So I love Aave still. Polkadot has been very boring. Let's actually very quickly go to Kusama. Actually relatively boring too. Chili's, Chili's boring too. Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay. I think that's everything. Blah, 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 blah. I think that's everything for now. I'm just going to close this live stream, and I'm going to jump on the Dutch live stream. If you want to join me on the Dutch live stream, if you are Dutch, because I'm going to be speaking in Dutch, check out this channel over here. I'm actually going to put this link in the chat. Let's see, where is the chat? The chat is over here. If you want to go to my new channel, which is a Dutch channel, again, a Dutch channel, then you can check it out. You can subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be live there in like, well, within like 10 minutes or so. I'll do a quick little bathroom break, and I'll kind of jump on there, and I'll talk a little bit more about the same things as today, but also about a few different things about the Dutch course, for example, and about what I actually want to do with my Dutch channel. So again, if you want to check it out, go there, and I'll be live in like 10 minutes or so. And with that being said, I would like to thank you. I'll go back to the scene so you can see my beautiful face. Hi. I'd like to thank you for your time over here. Very much appreciated. I know your time is very valuable. Oh, definitely check out, let's actually very briefly go back here. Definitely check out Anthony Pompliano. I think he's live right now. Let's see if he actually is live right now. Yeah, he is. Definitely check out Anthony Pompliano. So go to Anthony Pompliano. He has 270,000 subscribers, and he's going to talk about investing and managing your money and financial literacy. So go there. The best business show is live right now. He's going to be live for another like 1.5 hours. So check it out. Check it out for sure. Cool. With that being said, thank you very much for being